Hi guys, I'm Troy Martin, TM Fitness. How to burn belly fat. Right, so first of all, disclaimer, this isn't what you think it's going to be. I'm sorry guys, but you can't target reduce body fat. It's just impossible. Anyone that says you can do that is lying to you. In order to burn belly fat, basically you just have to be losing body fat. You know, if you've got a fat belly, you're carrying body fat and you need to reduce your body fat by dieting down. It's as simple as that. However, there are various different body types and most people will store their body fat in different areas. So the three main areas you'll find, or the three main body types you'll find, are pear, apple and the inverted triangle. So a pear-shaped person will store the majority of their body fat around the lower half, around the bum and the hips and the thighs. The apple-shaped person will store the majority of their body fat around the midsection. And then the inverted triangle may well store more body fat through the upper portion of the torso, so the chest, shoulders and upper back. So understanding which of these you are will give you some clues as to how easy or how difficult it's going to be for you to get a six-pack if that's your goal. Either of these two, you may find that you don't have to get as lean as the apple-shaped person in order to have a visible six-pack, because most of your body fat is either on the upper half or that lower half. So if you're this body type, you can be the same body fat percentage as this person and have a six-pack, but you may carry more cellulite or more fat around your bum and your thighs. This person won't have so much fat around the bum and the thighs, they won't have much fat around their chest or their back, but they'll have it all around their belly. This person will have most of the fat in the upper body. This is kind of a winner for blokes. Like as a bloke, you could be 16-17% body fat maybe, and because you'd carry most of your body fat around your chest, you may well have a visible six-pack and just have a little bit of extra weight on your pecs, which if you're a bloke isn't a bad thing. And if you're a female, you may find that you've got a bigger bust and a tiny waist. Win-win. The pear-shaped one, obviously, as I said, you may have a tiny waist but still have a little bit of flab or a little bit of cellulite around your thighs and your bum. You may have to just be realistic about that. In order to get rid of that, you would have to get super lean. You may not be comfortable with that. So you may just have to accept the fact that you're going to have a little bit of extra flesh around those lower regions. The apple-shaped person, if you carry a lot of belly fat, statistically, you're at a much higher risk of developing heart disease than anyone else. So if these three examples here were triplets, if they were all the same body fat percentage, this one here would still be at a higher risk statistically of dying before these two. So it's really important, if you are this person, that you need to lose some weight and get as lean as you can. You may not get a six-pack, but as long as you don't have a big pot belly, you're going to be fine. Right, so that's kind of the reality check. So let's talk about the practicalities. Now I've covered all of this stuff in previous videos, so you can go back and check those areas in detail if you like. But basically, if you're looking to burn belly fat, you've got to be realistic about the fact that you can't target reduce it. You're just going to have to reduce body fat overall. And if you're this person in the middle, then the first place you store it is going to be the last place you lose it from. And unfortunately for you, that's your belly. You need to be in a calorie deficit because you're not going to lose body fat if you're not in a deficit. So for most people, a 10, 15 or 20% deficit is adequate depending on how fat you are and how much you have to lose. Make it appropriate to your goal, make it appropriate to your body type. And then you want high protein because eating more protein will help to maintain lean mass and improve your metabolism. So aim for a ratio of 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. And if you're on the fatter side, aim for your target weight, not your current weight. Then fibre. You need to be eating plenty of fibre because fibre, like protein, is highly satiating. So if your meals are high in protein and high in fibre, you're going to snack less between meals. And also, obviously, fibre is very good for your gut. It's very good for absorption of those nutrients. You need to be eating plenty of vegetables, plenty of whole grains, plenty of pulses, and plenty of fruit. Less sugar. And when I say sugar, I'm talking about sweets, cakes, and drinks. These foods with the added sugars will have extra hidden calories in them, but also if you're this person, particularly if you're on the fatter side and you're storing most of your fat around the midsection, there's a good chance that you've got a little bit of insulin resistance. And so eating foods that are lower in GI and glycemic index or glycemic load will have less of an effect on insulin, and eating foods that are higher in glycemic index will have more of an effect on your insulin in a negative way. You don't have to avoid sugar, but eating less of those sugar sweetened foods and drinks and more of the fibrous micronutrient dense foods is not only going to be better for your health, it's going to be better for your fat loss. Exercise, again, I've covered this in detail, so go back and look at those videos if you like, but the main one you need to be doing is resistance training. You need to be doing resistance training because it's going to help with your insulin resistance, blood pressure, maintain muscle mass and even build a little bit of muscle mass. It's going to improve your metabolism and it's going to give you that body shape that you're looking for. Remember, if you want to burn belly fat and get a visible six-pack, you're going to have to build muscle as well as lose fat. As a rough starting point, you want to be looking at working in that 8 to 12 rep range, 3 to 4 sets per exercise, 2 to 3 times per week, using a push-pull kind of pattern rather than body part splits. And then you need to be doing some cardio. So you can either do HIIT or LISS or both. So HIIT is high intensity interval training. So 20 to 30 minutes twice a week should be enough. Or you can do LISS, which is your low intensity steady state cardio. So that's more than an hour, 1 to 2 times a week. If you're also doing resistance training, because you don't want to be doing too much training. You don't want to be stressing your body out too much. And these two are kind of interchangeable, so do more of the one that you enjoy the most. So if you like steady state cardio, if you like running and cycling, do more of that and do less HIIT. If you prefer the HIIT stuff, do that instead of the LISS, or do, you know, a mixture of both. So it can be either or. But a couple of cardio sessions is going to be good for your cardiovascular health, and it's going to help you burn a few extra calories. And then finally, we've got lifestyle. Really important, self-compassion. Be nice to yourself, because if you're not being nice to yourself, if you don't see the value in yourself, you're not going to do these two things, because you're not going to bother putting the effort into investing in something that you don't care about. So be nice to yourself. Stress and time management. So stress isn't something that happens to you, it's the way you think about things that happen to you. So you have two choices. You can deal with it, or you can change the way you think about it. You can deal with it by improving your productivity, your organisation and your time management. And if it's something that you can't physically change, then change the way you think about it, or don't think about it at all. Bring yourself back to the present where that thing isn't really an issue. It's only an issue up here. And then if you get those two right, your sleep will improve. And sleep, I've put it in bold there, is really, really important for health, but it's really important for fat loss. If you're not sleeping, you're going to be stressed. If you're stressed, you're not going to be sleeping. So if you don't get these two bits right, you're probably going to be laying awake at night worrying about everything and everyone, or waking up in the middle of the night with your head full of shit. So get your self-compassion on point, get your stress management on point, get to bed an hour earlier, and get a good night's sleep, because if you're not sleeping well, your levels of insulin resistance are going to go up, you're going to store more belly fat, you're not going to have the energy to train, you're not going to have the impetus and the motivation to be more disciplined with your diet, and then you're not going to end up burning that belly fat or that overall body fat that you want. So that is how to burn belly fat in a nutshell. It's not what you expected. Remember, anyone who tells you that you can burn belly fat by eating certain foods, or by avoiding certain foods, or by exercising a certain way is lying to you. They're full of shit. Ignore them. All right, I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions, put them in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe, watch my other videos, and check out my Facebook page and come say hello over there. All right, laters.